Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Welcome for coming today to our Aligned Living Circle. And if you haven't put your energy check-in in the chat yet, make sure you do that. Hi, friends. So I'm going to give us a little download of what's going on today. And we're going to focus on harnessing winter's energy so we can fuel our growth and manifest our desires. So in these sessions, we cover the mind, body, and spirit aspects of healing. And today's focus is mainly on body, on that aspect. Let's go ahead and take a moment and just pause, close your eyes if you can, and just really breathe. And when you exhale, exhale all the way out as deeply as you can. Breathe in slowly. And set the intention for you yourself that whatever you need, whatever is right for you in this meeting, in this session, in this moment, that it will come through to you. And just breathe in with that intention. Feel yourself settle into it. Okay. So we'll start with going over some of the seasonal things, the seasonal energies. And again, these are just, pulling from the seasons to find lessons we can use anytime, any time of year, any time of day. These are always lessons that come to us. This is just kind of where we're basing our foundations of these messages. So we're starting to notice here in the Northern Hemisphere, I believe all of us are there, that there's a lot less daylight. We're starting to notice that a lot. And the nights are, getting really long, the days are getting short, that a lot of people struggle with those kind of things. The winter solstice is coming up on December 21st, the longest night of the year, the shortest day of the year, also known as Yule. And we are now 3/4 of the way through autumn. So it's a long way. I know it feels like winter sometimes, but technically it's still autumn. So another thing that we notice seasonally is it's really cold. It's getting really cold. It's hard not to notice the cold. And as the weather gets colder, we notice that the plants are losing their leaves, they're going dormant. All of that energy is being pulled down into the roots because they're saving up that energy so they can grow in the spring. Not because they're quitting, not because they're done, because they are preparing and they are setting intentions for how they will grow. So that will bring us to our animal ally for the week. And the animal ally we are focusing on this week is the fox. And the fox came to me this week because this time of year, if you're in the area with foxes, you hear them crying, screaming, barking. It sounds like screaming all night long. And this is their mating season. They're actually very loud, more loud than they are during most of the year. And, that's the energy of creation and growth. It's expansion, it's this abundant energy. And one of the things we can learn from the fox is we can take from its coat that it's this really complex and beautiful colored coat that allows it to camouflage and hide itself in the warmer months or reveal itself when it wants to. And hair is actually really associated with psychic energy or that intuitive sense. So some of the medicine that Fox has for us this week is learning to control and shift our energy field. Just like they can hide themselves, they can camouflage very easily. We're being reminded that we can tune our frequency into the frequencies of our desires and call them in that way. And grounding is actually really valuable for aligning ourselves with what we want to call in and actually having the foundation to build those goals, that life. Another notable feature of the fox is their ability to climb up trees. Some foxes climb almost as well as cats, so it's quite incredible. And this is symbolic of our ability to climb and shift dimensions, to raise ourselves in vibration and out of circumstances and situations that are no longer for us. And that can be really supported by that shifting our energetic field and setting those intentions. And another thing that also represents that climbing trees is the ability to kind of reach out and pull in new tools and new resources that we didn't know we had at our disposal. It's very possible for us right now. Another little piece, the last little piece of Fox medicine is it's time to spend time listening to yourself. You've got those instincts. You got to listen to your body, friends. Call in your desires by truly listening to yourself, away from the outside world, away from what others say and expectations and limiting beliefs. Turn down the noise, tune in those ears, those big old ears, and align your desires with what the inside is saying, what actually matters. And then we have a plant ally for this week. And that plant ally is Winterberry. It's sometimes known as American Holly. I like to call her Winterberry. So this time of year, there are not a lot of bright colors out. It's very muted. It's very quiet outside. It's very dull. But Winterberry actually has berries that last almost until spring. And their leaves all fall off during the fall. And those bright red berries stay bright red until springtime. And that's why these plants are such a good ally for us right now, because most plants aren't beautiful in the winter. They go really dull, really muted. And Winterberry is asking us to embrace our most beautiful and abundant selves, even when the rest of the world isn't, or even when people may not think we're meant to. Even in winter, even now, embrace your beauty, embrace that abundance. You know, fruit is very abundant. So learning to have joy and the energy of creation, even in winter, that's available to us now. So another little fact about Winterberry is it's been used to bless homes, to bring in a lot of positive energy. It's a very protective plant, and it's reminding us right now that we are in the perfect energy to create a beautiful life. And we have that divine protection and energy of creation just all around us right now. And that's what really came through to me this week. And the last little piece about Winterberry is in magical traditions, it's used for invoking power. It's used to call upon power. And this is teaching us right now that we are powerful. We really are, more than we give ourselves credit for, right? Like, we have internal power. We have a lot of internal power that we don't tap into. And we also have power outside of ourselves as well, right? Whether that be spirit guides or deities or angels or a community space like this. You know, we have power that we can pull from and call upon when we need it. So remember that you've got so much power within you, and even when you don't feel like it, there are spaces, communities, allies that are around you reminding you and helping you through that. And then we have our tarot card that I pulled for us today, and that is the Magician. And I think this is just a beautiful match for this energy. The Magician is a card for new beginnings and beautiful opportunities associated with the number one. And in the traditional image, this magician has all of the elements out in front of him, all of the elements. And, you know, again, this message is that you have all the tools you need, that you can pull from other places. They're all right in front of you. Everything you need to manifest your desires to reach those goals is right at your fingertips. And so another thing about the magician is if you've had a new idea, a new inspiration recently, it's time to start taking action toward it. Align yourself with those goals. And this is a great time to really start the beginning steps toward that growth that you will have in the coming year, especially in your springtime. Another beautiful thing about the Magician that I got for all of you today is you've gathered skills and wisdom and a clearer vision literally every day, but especially through this past year. And these are part of your tool belt. This is part of your system of tools that will help you to bring about your desired goals or whatever that life looks like for you. And the last little piece about this card is this is the number one, right? It's associated with number one. We're at the very beginning. So we need to take time. We need to take time to be sure that the vision of what we're trying to build is actually aligned. It is actually aligned with our soul, with our purpose, with our greater vision, and not about limiting beliefs, not about what others say or expectations or anything outside of what your true calling is, even for the small things. Part of the message for this week is really clarifying and digging into that why. If you're trying to build something based on limiting beliefs, whatever else outside of yourself, we need to reevaluate that. So thankfully, we are in the perfect energy to be supported in this. Now we will get into our tools and our practices. I have two of them for you today. And first is a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of an assignment, if you will, a challenge. And I would like for you all to set the intention that whatever feels right once a day, maybe every other day, what feels right for you, that makes it work for you, that you sit by a window. Okay, hear me out. Nature is so important. Sunlight is so important when we can get it. So sitting by a window and letting the sun hit you if you can, but if not, just looking, just allowing yourself to see and pausing. Just pausing for 5 to 10 minutes. Put away distractions, put away your phone. Don't try to be working and thinking about the day. Just notice what you see outside. And maybe all you see is the side of a building. Maybe all you see is snow, but really start to tune in and tap into that. What life is there? Maybe it's a small bird. Maybe it's one single bird. Maybe it's an evergreen tree, a bush, anything that shows signs of life outside. Remember that this is the energy that you can call on. Winterberry is an evergreen shrub that has berries all year long. Foxes aren't sleeping during the winter. They're doing their most. And so you can too, as long as you're following those aligned visions. And when you notice those little pieces of life, really reflect on that. And while you're doing this, again, 5 or 10 minutes, I'll recap, don't worry, 5 or 10 minutes. And if you can, as often as you can when you're doing this, spend some time journaling. Spend just a minute journaling over what are your goals, whether they're for your internal world, for your life, for your family, for your friends, for your business, for your career, whatever it is. Spend time really reflecting over what are my goals and why? Why those goals? What are those goals going to make you feel like when you have them? And is that a feeling based on your own desires or something else? So take time to align with your vision and really reflect on the why. So first practice, sit by a window, 5 to 10 minutes, put away distractions, reflect, journal over things that your vision includes, your goals, and why you want those things. And notice signs of life outside. I'd honestly recommend being mindful and noticing signs of life when you're driving, anytime you're outside, anytime you're going about, start to notice those little bits of life out there in the winter. And then we have one other little practice for you. And this one really comes from the fox as well. And this is aromatherapy. So smell, right? Smell can be so grounding. This is something we see in psychology all the time when you're needing to ground yourself. Involving the senses really brings you back. And so smell can be really powerful for that. And grounding is so important when we're in the beginning phases of manifestation, or really just anytime, honestly. So I would say find yourself a scent, whether it's an essential oil, a candle, a chapstick, a lotion, something that is accessible to you, that is a smell that feels good. It just feels good to you. If I had to recommend some kind of smell, lavender, cedar, any kind of evergreen, pine, those are all really good to call on right now, especially like warm kind of smells you smell around Christmas. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. So while you have this item, this whatever it is, the smell for you, keep it with you as much as you can. I know if it's a thing you can't carry with you outside the house, that's understandable, but keep it with you if you can. And when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling anxious, down, any kind of feeling that's scattered, not what you want to be feeling, stop for a second. Again, with that stop, close your eyes and just breathe for a minute. Take that breath and then take a smell of whatever you have and pause for a few seconds. Just ground yourself back into life. Let that smell carry you back into this 3D reality, okay? Because we are spiritual individuals. We get all up in the ethers, and we're human too. We're in a human body, okay? We got to stay grounded. So that is our channeled message for today. And I'm so grateful for all of you showing up today and showing up for yourselves and giving yourself this opportunity, this space, this gift to just connect and have a moment. So a lot of the practices we called on today are things that I teach in the Modern Mystic Academy. So if this resonates with you, if you feel ready to deepen this work, then the Modern Mystic Academy is a space that I've created to support people in this growth and your healing and really build more strong connections with people who get you. So I'd love to see you there. And if the time feels right for you, you can send your email, put your email in the chat as well. And I will send you some information. I'll put you on the list and we'll get that over to you. Thank you so much. This has been so good. This was our first event, and I'm just thrilled that y'all came up and showed up for yourselves and for me. So thank you.